So there's been more than one time in my life where I've almost bought a baritone guitar. I would go into a store and see one, I'd pick it up and play it and think, man, these are so cool, I need to have one. But every single time I would talk myself out of it. Well, you don't have the money right now, or do I really need one? How often would I use it? And would I gig with it? And I would set it back on the rack and leave. Well, last week, I finally won that battle, and I bought this 6-string baritone from Dan Electro, and it was one of those things where I walked into the shop, saw it on the wall, played it for maybe 2 minutes, and then just said, all right, I'm taking it home, and made the decision. I guess you could call that an impulse buy. But since I've gotten this thing home, I've not been able to put it down, and now I can't believe I didn't buy one of these sooner. So because of that, today we're going to talk about 5 reasons why you need a baritone guitar. Now before we get started, be sure to click that subscribe button down below and hit the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I'm posting new videos and going live here on the channel. Without further ado, let's hear what this thing sounds like. So before we get started, I should mention that all of the tones you're hearing today are coming from the Line6 HX Stomp. I'm using some of my own presets that I created, and if you'd like to check those out for yourself, the link is in the description. So the first reason you should own a 6-string baritone is these things are incredibly versatile. In fact, this might be one of the most versatile guitars you have in your whole collection. And the reason is because it sits harmonically between a guitar and a bass. What's cool is if you're playing chord voicings up high, you're in a normal 6-string guitar register. So with one guitar, you can play normal guitar chords and parts, but if you go low, you can actually play some bass lines as well. On this Dan Electro, if you roll the tone off and play this low B string, either with your thumb or with the pick, you can actually get away with this thing sounding like a bass. So if you are needing a bass and you don't have one, and you're not sure that you really want to spend the money on something like a P bass or jazz bass or something, you could check out a 6-string baritone because this low register here will get you into that bass guitar territory. Now for me, one of the main reasons why I picked up this baritone is because of the next reason on our list, and that is these are great tools to have around the studio. Because of the unique tone and where they sit on the frequency spectrum, you can do things like double bass lines with the baritone, you can double guitar lines with the baritone, both of which are going to add a lot of weight and impact to your phrase or your melody. They're great for when you need to get that traditional spaghetti western sound, you know, that real twangy, drenched in spring reverb, slapback delay kind of sound. And if you follow Mark Lettieri on Instagram, you probably know these are great for funk guitar as well, if you're as good of a player as Mark Lettieri, which I'm not. Another reason why you should pick up a baritone guitar is these are great with effects, especially with ambient reverbs and delays. It really adds a unique take on ambient style guitar tones because you have the low register, the super long scale length, the thick strings. These things are incredible with ambient guitar tones. Or if you're not into super washy reverbs and delays, these things take fuzz pedals and overdrive pedals incredibly well, which again makes them really great to use in a studio setting. Now, one of the main reasons I made an impulse buy with this guitar last week was because these things are inspiration machines. If you are stuck in a rut in your playing, normally I don't advocate buying new gear to break out of your playing rut. But what's cool about a baritone is the same licks and parts and chords that you're used to playing on a 6-string sound so much different on a baritone. So much so that you'll find that when you pick one up to play it, it immediately takes you to a different creative space. You start playing different chords and different melody ideas and different licks because of the way this thing sounds. These are great for songwriters as well because of the lower register, the different types of chord voicings and tones you can get out of it. They're just inspirational to play. And finally, the last reason you should pick up a baritone guitar, you already know how to play it. Because it's tuned like an electric guitar, the same chord shapes, the same scale shapes that you've already learned on your electric apply here. Now, it is a little bit different than a normal guitar in that if you play like an open G shape here, that's not actually a G chord, that's a D major chord, because our low string here is tuned to B. But all these same chord shapes that you know, all the same scales, all apply to the baritone guitar. Now, you will have to do some transposing in your head if you're trying to play along with any songs or in your band. But the way I like to think about it is just like playing with a capo on. So you're still using the same chord shapes, they're just different chords and different notes. It's really not difficult to wrap your head around at all. So there you go. Those are 5 reasons why I think you should pick up a baritone guitar for yourself. I love this thing, man. I can't put it down. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. And if you're interested in checking out my HX Stomp presets or my other Helix presets, those are all linked in the description box down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel directly, you can check out the Green Room, where you can download my original music, including the track I made for the beginning of this video. You can also check out the weekly lessons I'm doing over there and sign up for monthly Skype sessions with me if you're so inclined. That's linked down below as well. Anyways, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Rhett Shull, and remember, there is no plan B.